Well, hello! My name is Jenny T and welcome back to another one of my travel videos. I'm super excited for this video because this video is actually where we got to go on a day trip to California. Basically, the first segment of this video is going to be a compilation of clips of what we can accomplish in 24 hours. Which honestly, it's kind of a lot. So a lot of last minute planning went into this trip, but after a lot of preparing and packing, we did eventually decide to hit the road. And this is where we saw a lot of interestingly shaped buildings. Also, I don't know what happened, but I literally looked down on my phone for a second and then looked back up, and then we ended up at Downtown Disney. Okay, but on a real note, I was honestly really excited to be at Downtown Disney because it's been quite some time since I last went. It's honestly really cool seeing all the different changes that they have made throughout the years, and it was interesting too because once we walked in, one of the first changes that I noticed is that what was once Rainforest Cafe ended up being a little glimpse of Star Wars Land, which is basically a Star Wars souvenir shop. Honestly, was kind of excited to see this just because I haven't been to Star Wars Land since 2020, just right before the pandemic hit. It's our first day out here. And I was absolutely obsessed with the Grogu ears, but obviously Mikey Swiki had another interest in mind. Then eventually we headed to Mikey Swiki's favorite store, which you can see right here. And unlike the one that we typically go to, this LEGO store was absolutely massive, and they had the widest selection of bricks that you could possibly ask for. And their creations are honestly so cool. It gets me pumped every time. No, not the panda! Of course we didn't stop there. We also decided to do a little bit more exploring in Downtown Disney before going to our Airbnb and checking in. You can pick one character and dress them up! Obviously, not only did we enjoy looking at all the creative merchandise that Disney had to offer, but one of my favorite things to do when going to Downtown Disney or any place in general is collect shiny pressed pennies. And what I love so much about collecting these pressed pennies is that they always have a unique design every time I go, and it's also a fun and expensive souvenir that I love collecting. I honestly love collecting pressed pennies because it always reminds me of the good times that I had at that place that I traveled to, and I also feel like each penny tells a unique story with their designs. Yeah, it gets harder after a while because you're actually pushing on the penny. Which, by the way, I'm pretty proud of the collection that I have been growing, and if you're ever interested in seeing what I've accumulated over the years in regards to my pennies, then let me know in the comments below. Finally, as you can see here, we eventually arrived at what we originally came for on this trip, which was the 626 night market. Once we arrived, we did wait in this really long line for check-in, but I will say the wait time actually wasn't that bad, especially since we were able to check in digitally. One of the things that I would highly recommend before going to the 626 night market is to buy the pre-sale tickets online before going to the night market itself, so that way you don't have to buy the tickets at the door. But once we walked in, it was actually really cool seeing what was around us because it kind of gave us that amusement park energy. And what was cool about the location too is that it was located at a cool horse racing track. It was kind of crazy seeing the endless amount of vendors that wrapped around the entire street and how many people attended the event. So one of the first few things that we did upon entrance was actually visit a lot of the retail vendors that were available. And they sold so many cute merchandise, and all the artwork was honestly so inspiring to see because not only were they able to create their own brand or implement nostalgic characters that I absolutely love, and I have so much mad respect for all the hard work that they put into this event. Oh, can I pet you?
Sure she was an animatronic or I was like,
go, 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 go.
How do you set it back up?
You're setting up
Don't
the
pee. Nice.
Bruh. Actually, one of the main reasons why we wanted to attend the 626 night market was to not only support the local vendors, but also try the fun and unique foods at the local food vendors. One of the first things that we decided to try were the frog legs, and then we eventually tried takoyaki. Once we placed our order, we were actually given a small little ticket of purchase that told us our order in line. And once we realized that it was going to take quite some time to get our food, we kind of had to re-strategize and come up with a plan so that way we could try the other foods nearby.
We're number 60, they're at number 27.
Oh, I would go get your squid right now.
Oh my god, what the heck? The foods that I had my eye on was actually the largest squid that I have ever seen. Hello, can I get a king squid supreme? And when I had it, it was actually a lot larger than my head. Even though I've eaten calamari before at home, this one just hit different. I don't know if it's because of the price or the night market feel, but it hit different. And what was actually neat about this vendor as well is that they also gave me a free lemonade with my purchase. It was actually really difficult to close the box because of how big it was, and we decided to cut it up into bite-sized chunks to make it easier to eat. I'm also excited to say that the squid wasn't the only thing that I got from the 626 night market. As you can see here, I'm kind of repping the 626 night market official merch. I got these from one of the tables there, and I love the details that are on the pocket, and this is what it looks like on the back. And while we were getting food, of course we had to stop by and get a few drinks, so we decided to get some Thai milk tea from a local boba vendor called Boba Bear, and this is where I got this cute little guy. Not only was he a cup at first that actually held our drink, but he also serves as this cute ceramic vase and house decoration. And honestly, it's just really cute. Hello! I was honestly kind of scared of taking him home because I felt like I was gonna break him, but luckily he came home perfectly safe and sound. And now he's just kind of one of my favorite decorations around the house. Another thing that I took home was actually my Melody that's sitting right here with me. Shockingly, she was actually one of the least expensive items to purchase at the night market, but honestly, how can you resist? She's just so cute. Next and final item that I got was also this official 626 night market pin, which I absolutely love. But yeah, that basically includes all the fun things that I got from the 626 night market. And to summarize, the 626 night market was honestly such a fun experience, and I didn't really know what to expect, especially since it was my first night market that I've ever attended. But I will say, if you are interested in going to the 626 night market, or any other night market for that matter, then I would be prepared for long wait times, big crowds, and a lot of spending. Because if you didn't experience all three, then did you really go to a night market? Honestly, for my first time attending such a huge event and with my wonderful friends, I honestly had such a wonderful time and would definitely do it again. The next day, we woke up and then we also had a business meeting and then eventually had breakfast at 85 Degrees. This was actually a new experience for me, and 85 Degrees Bakery did not disappoint. I was so enthusiastic about trying all the bakery goods that out of all my favorites, I would have to say that my personal favorite would be the white chocolate strawberry sponge cake. I literally dream of that cake. I want to go back. There's not going to be a day without exploring, so right next to the bakery there's actually a store nearby, so we decided to take a look around. Also, I absolutely flipped when I saw this McDonald's because I've never seen a vintage McDonald's like this ever in my entire life, and it was honestly kind of an exciting moment for me. Ain't no way.
That's not even like inside, you order outside. That's crazy.
Not gonna lie, we did roll down the windows, take photos, so we might have looked like tourists in this moment. But if you're at a red light, it's like the perfect photo opportunity, right? But I also had a huge appreciation for this McDonald's because it was almost like a piece of history. It was just standing right in front of me. Also, another thing that shocked me too was how long the Costco gas line was. I didn't realize that the Costco gas line wrapped around the whole street, so we ended up waiting for gas for about 15 to 20 minutes, which wasn't that bad, but I was really shocked by that. Eventually, after watching the sunset while driving home, we did eventually reach another McDonald's, and that's where we kind of had dinner. I was able to finesse a hot and spicy McChicken with some large fries, and it was pretty good. Anyways, that basically concludes today's video and our 24-hour trip to California. Thank you so much again for watching another video that literally nobody asked for, and I can't wait to see you in another one. Bye! There's an airplane going by. From this angle, it looks like I'm holding the camera, but I'm not. Bye for realsies!